Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University of the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you know we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is Tuesday, March the 22nd. This episode will upload on Wednesday evening, Wednesday around midnight. 1 o'clock, something like that. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about probably the most important thing that we can talk about, and that is the message that you want to get out there. Now, whenever you do a podcast, whenever you do a YouTube channel, does not matter what you want to do, talk about, does not matter what you want to do. The most important thing that you can do is have a clear and concise message. Okay? You want your message to make sense. You want your message to push forward. You want to be able to you want the ability to be able to get people in without, because the majority of the world, not everybody, but the majority of the world is idiots. You know what I mean? And so if you have a clear and concise message, people will know what you want, what you're talking about, and they will be more. You will have more opportunities for people to jump on board and follow you, listen to you, take up your podcast, take up your YouTube channel. Does not matter, you know. Even in your writing, you want to have a clear and concise message. The one thing you don't want to do is muddle around. You don't want to be in the mud. You don't want to be in murky waters. You don't want to one day say one thing, next day say the next day. You know, it's like you don't want to. We talked about this before. Sometimes you don't want to generalize. Sometimes you want to be a specialty. Sometimes you want to be able to take your hat and hang it on something, you know. It's like in the copywriting world, I'm gonna go for email marketing. That's what I'm gonna hang my hat on email marketing. Everything else will fall in the line. But I want to. If somebody says, "Hey, I want to interview you," I'm gonna say, "Hey, I'm great at email marketing." Boom, and that's a clear and concise message. One of the mistakes that I made that I want to pass on to you, I've made a lot of mistakes. And so a lot of times I can tell you, hey, what not to do, you know? Like I'm moving forward, you know. Things are getting a lot better. Things are, you know, a lot more successful than what they was. But in the beginning and all throughout life, I've made plenty of mistakes. And so one of the things I will tell you in the beginning of the podcast, because I told you yesterday, I had microphone issues on the podcast, so I tried to record like 4 times, and I'm not gonna even tell you no lie. I got so annoyed, I just said, you know what, we'll do a bonus episode. So I rolled back the curtain, and one of the first episodes I ever uploaded, I talked about affiliate marketing, and I had a whole new name for the podcast, and I tried to be too cutesy, and it was all over the place. It was very muddled. The message was very muddled, you know, and so. You know, I knew that, and going through the podcast, you know, I've had some good material, but I know that in order for me to really get this podcast to be a success, I need to have a more clear, more concise message, you know. That's why eventually we're going to drift into the world of copywriting, you know, and we might have to change the name again. We might have to might have to just break it on down and shut this thing down and start over. But I'm going to have a clear and concise message about where do I want to go, who do I want to talk to, what do I want to talk about, things of that nature. The more you have that down pat, the better off you will be. The more you will be able to hone people in, the more you will be able to get followers, listenership, you know, and it will work out a whole lot better than being in muddy. Because have you ever been in murky waters? Have you ever been in the, let's say, I grew up on the Mississippi River. Mississippi River is very muddy. So you'll go to the bank of the Mississippi River, right? And you'll sit there and you look around, and you'll see mud just in the water. And it's just like you can't hardly see, and it's like, what is this? I can't see nothing. And that's how it is when you try to do things, when you try to be all over the place, doing a podcast. If you one day you like, this podcast is about romance, and then the next day you're talking about diets and the exercises, like, I thought this show is about relationships. What's going on around here, And you're starting to go into the murky waters, And have you ever been to the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean? Have you ever been far enough out in the blue ocean that you can look down and you're like, wow, it is like crystal clear, That's be the ocean, be the blue ocean. Don't be the murky river, you know what I mean? And so make sure you have a clear, concise message, because listen, we all know this. Everybody and their brother, everybody and their mother has a podcast, has a YouTube channel, but that does not matter, because you still can stand out amongst the crowd, You want to have a clear, concise message. You want to have a strong opinion, and you want to be able to deliver that stuff on a regular basis, And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Make sure you make sure your message is clear. Make sure your message is crisp. Make sure you bring the heat every day, okay? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the podcast. We will be back tomorrow with the all-new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Take care of yourselves. God bless. And as always, everybody, peace.